Man, CNN is such a fucking joke. So I wake up, man, and one of the first things, you can wake up, I turn the news on, I get on Twitter, I get on Facebook, seeing what's popping, and turn on YouTube, and Tim Pool drops a video, and he's talking about Jim Acosta got upset about him being in a meme with Trump. He got mad, and then CNN had to do a rebuttal. That's how you know they is fake fucking news, not lamestream media. Fake media. Activists acting as journalists. Jenna Ellis slaughtered Stelter. And as far as I'm concerned, she went after the whole crew at CNN. They all done. Cancel culture is, like I said, I've talked about it a few times, but it's really just, and I know I'm just rolling with it, like, damn, me just going. I didn't really have a full show, really, and I just wanted to talk and get some of my opinions out. The cancel culture is picking up speed. Gavin Newsom done fucking made masks mandatory in California, so you can't go anywhere, man. You gotta wear that shit while you eat, from what I've heard. Now, I ain't never gonna go to California because I don't need to visit a leftist hellhole. I live in one. I don't need to see another one. So, but I couldn't believe that shit. Then I also was looking up on some shit. I don't remember what site it was, but I was reading about California is going to repeal Prop 209, and that has to do with discrimination. Like, it was a lot to read, but what I got out of it was like they're trying, in the way I see it is, they're really trying to rewrite some shit in their own image. They don't want the original rulings, nothing like that. They don't want to reform it. They want to erase it, rewrite it the way they see fit. And I don't think that's right, because I think we are built on reform and revision. So I don't think, especially building a complete law and a fucking whole mandatory thing under Democrats, especially Newsom, man, fuck that mess. California is fucking floundering anyways. It don't surprise me. And then, they're a fucking, their energy company just had to pay out fucking, like, billions of dollars for starting that fucking fire, man. That one fire that went on forever because they, PG&E or whatever it's called, then they had a down line or some shit. They fucked up. And like I was saying, cancel culture has really picked up speed, but that's on both sides. Like, it's on public and it's on private. I think a lot of people that, like, even if it's not privately, I think people are being canceled privately. Like, kicked out of your friends group, left on red, da-da-da. But, like, I mean, they went after Taco Bell. What Taco Bell did with the mask thing, the way I see it is, if you're at work, your personal beliefs should not go into work, whether it's politics, religion, anything, it should not go into work at all. You are there to do a job. So I kind of say that's on both of them. Dude shouldn't have worn a mask, and they shouldn't have tried to fire him. I just don't, because you're supposed to leave that shit out of work. You're supposed to leave that shit outside. Your whole personal life is supposed to be left outside. Go in there and do the job. Talk your shit when you're done. That's how I look at that, man. But then Taco Bell legitimately bent the knee, just like Starbucks did. The day after that, they was going to get canceled, whatever. And now they're going to make it so you can wear your political beliefs on your mask in there. And then, like, I don't know if it was Tim. I think it was Tim Pool and Sticks. No, it was Tim Pool. He even said, he goes, but then wear a mask that says I support free speech, something like that. And they can't say shit then. And if they do, whoops, do the same thing Homeboy did then. The fuck. It can't go one way and not go the other, because that's what the whole world is seeing. It's a double-edged motherfucking sword. Or it's a double standard, and nobody, that's it. It's rules for thee, but not for me, man. And it's been that way for a couple of years now. But I really think people are starting to notice that shit. And only one side at this point in 2020 is being heard. Like I've said before, the left is screaming so loud, even if the right had something to say, you ain't gonna hear them. And I know a lot of people are saying, like, oh, the silent people got to get up and say something, this, that, the other. I don't think they're going to. Because what's the point if they're not going to get hurt anyways? There's no point to it. So you got people like me. You got people like Steven Crowder, Tim Pool, Sticks Hexenhammer, Kevin's Corner, I Am Lucas, Brandon Tatum, fucking Hunter Avalon, for as much as I don't like him, fucking anymore. A bunch of other commentators that give different opinions, different views, different everything, and you got to soak that up and see and come up with your own opinion on the facts and the stats and all that. You got to get all that. But when you literally are trying to say that the silent majority has to get up and say something, half of them ain't going to say shit because they don't know what to say. And if they did know what to say, who's going to listen? So that's why they listen to us, because us people that do this, that are brave enough to stand up against the mob and don't give a fuck about the mob, we're the ones that can say some shit for those people. That's how I look at that. I look at like I'm a voice for my conservative people that can't say nothing. Or maybe they're afraid to say something. Ain't the first time I've been fired. Oh, dude, if you want to talk about pandering, bro, this shit was nuts. This was nuts. I think this is actually. Oh, I got a couple more things, but this shit's nuts. This was nutty as fuck. The CEO of Chick-fil-A pulled out a brush to shine a Christian rapper Lecrae's shoes on a video on YouTube, and then a pastor for a mega church, Louis Giglio, tried to flip the term white privilege into white blessing. Are you nuts? Nah, man, I can't believe that they thought that would go well. Even Lecrae was like, nah, man, I don't think he should have did that. That was a bad one. That was bad. And I just think that, like, I'm not getting on my knees. I'm not shining no one's shoes. I'm not washing no one's feet. My people are my people. I'm their people. We can get along and have a conversation. If we don't agree on the topic, that's cool. We don't have to agree. But we can still be cool. We can still be homies. What happened to that? Where did that go? It just blew up in their fucking face. It was a major cringe fest. I watched a couple snippets of the video, and I was just like, I can't. That shit's too much, man. And one of the saddest things is, I don't know if people wanted me to talk about it or not. I don't even know if I have that many people that listen. But what happened in Atlanta between Officer Rolfe and Mr. Brooks, that was a bad situation, man. I really think a lot of people saying Brooks was trying to change his life, trying to change it around, trying to be a better person. Your past doesn't define you. So even if he did some heinous shit, I don't think that defines him. But I also do not think you should be grabbing a cop's taser. Growing up, and everybody I knew that I grew up with, we all knew the same thing. You can pretty much argue with the cop, probably get thrown on the ground, slapped around a little bit, whatever. Not that should happen, but you do not reach for a cop's anything, because that could be your last reach. And a lot of people are saying, I'm talking cops, lawyers, everybody are saying that the DA overcharged, and that DA 2 weeks previous said that a taser was a deadly weapon, and he's trying to say it wasn't a deadly weapon when Mr. Brooks fired it, and they're trying to say the officer should have not shot him, but that's a split second. Your adrenaline's going, all that stuff, and we weren't in that situation. So I guess in this situation, in this hindsight really is 2020, what we could have done. But I don't think he should be getting charged with felony murder, because like Steven Crowder said, what was the felony beforehand? And if we keep going this way, what happens next? People are predicting civil war. Are we ready for that shit? Are there a lot of people out here ready for that shit? Because I'm telling you right now, I don't think Gen Z is ready for that shit. I think millennials are, because I know a lot of millennials post every day they want to die. So maybe this would be their time that they want to get out there and get into it. Hopefully that's what they want to do. But I don't see it, man. I see the argument, and I'm not for cops. I don't want to defend the police. But yet here I am thinking, if anybody else would have grabbed it, I think they'd have got shot too. I mean, he beat up the 2 cops. He got out of them trying to arrest him, all that shit. So yes, maybe cops should definitely be trained better, that 2 cops can't take down 1 perp. Definitely should be trained better. But I don't know if he should be really being charged with 11 crimes or 11 charges. Put him on a desk. Let him ride a desk. Something. But that, man, I don't know. I think when they talk about blue flu could possibly happen on July 4th, it could happen. It definitely could. I tuned in the one night to Zone 6 after Cernovich posted that shit on Twitter. I tuned in. That shit was quiet. And I was on there for like an hour. Not a peep. Shit was quiet. And those radios should normally have people talking on them. Blue flu is real, man. I thought that shit used to just be in a TV on NYPD Blue. It's not. That's a real thing. It's a messy situation, man. I just think I don't think the cop really should have had to have shot him, but then I wasn't in the situation. So I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what happened when he seen that taser pop off. I don't know. But what I do know is I don't think that cop should be getting charged for it. I would say it was justified. Even if it's sad, could have probably happened differently, but it's still justified in my eyes. Like I said, everybody I know, man, everybody I grew up with, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Pacific Islanders, Africans, anybody, man. We all kind of knew the same thing. Like, you fuck with the cops, they're going to fuck with you back. You fight with the cops, they're going to fight with you back. You reach for their shit, they probably going to shoot you. And I just believe the DAs, I think DAs all over are just trying to act quickly to appease the mob. Because look what happened in Minneapolis. They torched the fucking police precinct. They got the police precincts in Minneapolis looking like they're fucking armed prisons right now. So I don't know. At the end of the day, I really don't know. I just know what's going on ain't good. And I don't see it ending anytime soon. And I definitely see it evolving into a lot more fighting, a lot more bloodshed is what I see. And I don't want that for my country. I don't want that for my countrymen. I don't want that for my people. What about the kids that are going to have to grow up in this and see it? That's what I think, man. What y'all think? New email is hotboxtalk.petrov@gmail.com. hotboxtalk.petrov.com. What y'all think? Let me know, and y'all be good. Stay blessed. This is Petrov, and we out.